The following review is intended for entertainment purposes and targeted for adult fans of the series.
Hello there, gamers! Heroes. Well, both, come to think of it. I'm the Orange Ranger, and no, this is not another Kamen Rider Dragon Knight episode review. And come to think of it, this topic of conversation actually melds my two YouTube worlds, because we're talking about, of all things, a new Power Rangers video game. So, Summer Game Fest is going on right now. For those of you who are not familiar, SGF is basically the journalistic replacement for the now defunct Electronic Entertainment Expo, or E3. On live streams held throughout the summer, companies will announce the latest, greatest video games coming soon to entrance our eyes and exercise our fingers. Today, Friday, June 7th, Jeff Keighley came out of a trailer for Just Such a Game and said these very unexpected words.
And now, here's the world premiere of a brand new Power Rangers game with a retro feel.
And thus was announced Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, RITA'S REWIND. Now, besides it being a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game, which we will talk about later, the minds of Ranger gaming fans might have drifted back to 2017 and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Mega Battle. Mega Battle was a side-scrolling beat-em-up with modern, well, nice and sharp and clean anyway, animation. It was also, by most reports, dredged up from the Sea of Sorrows because it was said to be absolutely god's awful. The game holds a 49 rating from critics on Metacritic, but does have a 7.8 user score. This means either the game is true to the cheese of the show, and critics aren't fond of that, or it really is terrible, and we have some nostalgia-blinded Ranger fans submitting ratings for it. But we're not talking about that game, are we? I really, honestly, seriously do not mean to throw any shade with this kind of statement, but the truth of the matter is that I know I am not a channel that can get away with just rolling the trailer here on screen and reacting to it. I would get claimed. That's just the truth of the situation. So I'm not going to do that. What I am going to do is risk throwing in some screen caps, just screen caps, Hasbro, transformed size-wise and used for a journalistic purpose. We like to call that fair use here, so please? And we're going to roll through the trailer bit by bit and dissect this thing. So I'm not going to go second by second through the trailer, but the first few seconds of the trailer are significant. Hasbro is publishing this game themselves, keeping and using the Power Rangers IP, pretty significant with the whole Playmates thing, through an arm that they launched last year called Hasbro Retro Arcade. The game is developed by Digital Eclipse, and many fans of the genre are very familiar with that name. Digital Eclipse made quite a stir last year when they released a brand new retro-styled Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, Shredder's Revenge. They followed that up a few months later by releasing a compilation of 13 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles video games called the Cowabunga Collection. Shredder's Revenge is loved by critics and fans alike, 85 and 8.1 on Metacritic. Okay, on to the trailer itself. We see very nice, smooth, pretty, well-drawn, or computer-generated, but I would say drawn either way, animation for the cutscenes. The first part of the trailer pretty much telling the quick beats of the MMPR becoming Rangers. Throughout this trailer, there is a plethora of original animation. So much of it, I find myself kind of wondering if it might eventually tie into a new Mighty Morphin Power Rangers cartoon. As I said earlier, we see right off the bat that this is a side-scrolling beat-em-up, but the first thing we see in the gameplay is the Rangers teleporting into the juice bar. All 5 of the Rangers. Now, seeing as most even modern consoles, and I did check this with the PS5, limit you to 4 players locally, this was a very clever way right off the bat without screaming it out loud of tipping something off, but they did directly confirm it later. This game has online co-op. You can roll as the entire squad of Rangers. Now, one question for me, something that's kind of unclear that I haven't seen addressed yet, is what happens when you play this game single player. Are you just one Ranger and the game tunes down the difficulty and number of enemies? Or do you always have 4 CPU allies? So, of course, the putties are the primary enemies that you're fighting, but they look interesting. They're wearing white suits like Z putties, but they don't have the Z on their chest. That's interesting. What's more interesting is classic monster bosses. We see Madame Woe, and we see Bones. Having Bones in the game is actually a nice throwback to the SNES original, though this fight looks a lot more complicated than that one. But call Digital Eclipse the Shyamalan studio, because here's a twist, and one that I don't think anybody would have expected if they even expected this game to happen at all. We see Robo-Rita from Once and Always emerge from a portal and meet her younger self. It seems the premise of this game is Robo-Rita successfully do what she was trying to do in Once and Always, go back in time to meet her younger self and help her take down the original Rangers in the past. Okay, I suppose that's cool. It's a nice little story link to Once and Always, and stop! Hold up. Wait a minute. Robo-Rita has come back in time and is changing the past. This game takes place in a brand new timeline, just like Star Trek 2009. This is an ingenious bit of plot unshackling done by the developer. Now, they can use anything, because Robo-Rita is basically from now. Remember, she's a transformed Alpha, so she has all of Alpha's memories in her, I'm sure, as well as just anything she may have observed in the meantime. She can suggest new grunts, new monsters, not even necessarily new, just from other seasons. Not even the Mighty Morphin seasons, but other seasons later on. As long as Alpha was aware of them, then they can be used in this game. Remember how I said this is a side-scrolling beat-em-up on the surface? Yeah, we're going a little bit Donkey Kong country here, because that's not all we're getting. We see the Rangers on a roller coaster spinning around the screen, shooting at putties floating on balloons. By the way, the colors of the cars are coded to the Rangers, and there's an empty green car. Seems like a hint to me. Back to what I was saying about Robo-Rita accelerating the evil arsenal of her past self. There are levels where you are fighting Tengas. There is a driving level with the Rangers seemingly on their shark cycle, so I guess Zordon can fast forward things too, where you are fighting against Krabby Cabby, a Season 3 monster. Now, of course, we're getting the Dinozords, and here's my favorite thing. The best part of this for me, really, of this trailer. We are getting individual Zord levels. We see the T-Rex Zord running after a weirdly transformed floating eye guy. Unfortunately, the part of the game I'm looking forward to the most also contains the part of this trailer that I liked the least. The Megazord forms, and again, beautiful animation, and we see the Megazord fight against Eye Guy, and it's first person. All we can see are the Megazords punching fists. And yeah, that's the trailer for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind. So, what are my thoughts on it?
Wow! Rita's Rewind!
I saw someone on Twitter put it better than I could have. This trailer looks so good. At first, I thought it was fake. I didn't see the Summer Game Fest part at first. I only saw the trailer on YouTube. It did not seem like it was real. That's a lot of different kind of things to fake, but that's kind of my point. This game looks so morphin' good. It looks like exactly what we've wanted for years. It's a side-scrolling beat-em-up, but it's not just a side-scrolling beat-em-up. Varied gameplay. Oh, and I forgot to mention the music. The trailer isn't necessarily any indication, but if it is, we are in for a treat with this soundtrack. The trailer uses what's, as far as I can tell, a brand new cover of Go-Go Power Rangers. Hey, 2017 Power Rangers movie, you might have tried that, by the way. And it's one of the best covers of this song that I've heard. But all right, yes, let's address the elephant ranger in the room. Yes, this is a Mighty Morphin game. I mean, we could get more Rangers in this. Skins of different teams that use different weapons, DLC, etc. But yes, on the surface, this is a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game. Of course, it's a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game. Listen, nobody would be more thrilled with the announcement of a Power Rangers Cosmic Fury video game than me. But I don't think that would be a satisfying game. You know what comes to mind when I think about the prospect of a Cosmic Fury video game? I think the upper limit on a game like that would be Star Trek Prodigy Supernova, a rather fun but also extremely limited looking video game based on the now Netflix Star Trek Kids cartoon. Developers know their audiences. They would not swing hard for a Cosmic Fury game that they would feel like was aimed at children. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? That's adult nostalgia. The fact that Digital Eclipse is making this game is absolutely perfect because that's exactly what Shredder's Revenge was. The exact same thing. That game is made in the NES, SNES Retro Turtles game style. It's not the type of game they would make for Mutant Mayhem, is all I'm saying. They can bank on older fans being interested in this game because it's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Remember what I've said before. MMPR is the gateway, the nostalgic gateway, to the greater Power Rangers franchise. You have to get the general audience interested. And from what I've seen, they are. There are lots of reactions on Twitter. I'm never going to call it that other name, by the way. Positive reactions. So many that Digital Eclipse felt prompted to get on Twitter and issue thanks for all the support. I've seen all sorts of people saying they are going to buy this game and play the heck out of it. And there's no real indication that they're diehard Power Rangers fans. They're just retro video game fans. People loved Shredder's Revenge. And this is just that, but Power Rangers. Sold. Oh, and I'm definitely personally sold. Based on just this one trailer, I'm committing right now to the fact that this game is going to get a full Let's Play over on Orange Ranger Plays. It just looks like so much fun, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. The game is coming to both consoles, though I don't think I saw any specification on which consoles. Hopefully Switch, at least PS4. With the trailer mentioning that you can whitelist the game right now on Steam for the PC version. Well, that's really all I can say about it for now. We do not have a release date for this game, but the anticipation is already very high. There's another thing I saw said in reaction to this game, and I think it's also absolutely true. Just when you think this franchise is finally dying, something happens to get everyone excited about it again. Here we are. That is going to do it for another edition of Reviewing the News. Thank you all so much for watching. Down in the comments below, your reaction to the trailer. Are you excited about this game? What was your favorite Power Rangers video game? I was actually reminded by this news that a long time ago, I did a video about the history of Power Rangers in video games. Go and give that a watch if you're so inclined. I'll probably make that the last time video on the end slate so you all can take a look at that. But yeah, down in the comments, let me know all that. And while you're down there, make sure you hit that thumbs up button to let me know that you enjoyed this video. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel to see all of my videos. I am currently reviewing Kamen Rider Dragon Knight here on this channel. I will get back to those soon. I'm working on a batch of Star Trek Resurgence. When I get all of that ready to go, I will come back and do probably another 4 episodes of Kamen Rider Dragon Knight. So be looking for that, and get subscribed and set up notifications by ringing the bell so you get notified of when I post those videos. Also, as I kind of mentioned at the beginning of this video, I do have another channel, Orange Ranger Plays. I mentioned it towards the end, talking about Let's Playing this game, where I do Let's Play video games. I'm not currently playing a Power Rangers game. I'm playing Star Trek Resurgence. I would really, really deeply, in the deepest part of my heart, appreciate it if you great folks came over and checked out some of those episodes, checked out some of the other Let's Plays I'm doing. I have done a full Let's Play of the SNES Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game. It was the first Let's Play I did on that channel. So I'd just love for you to come and check it out. Subscribe over there if you're so inclined, but just give it a chance and see if it's something that you can enjoy. If you'd like to find some other ways to support my 2 channels, you can check me out on Patreon, Ko-fi, Teespring, where you can get some Orange Ranger merch, just like this shirt. And there's actually a couple of other ways to support me now that I haven't mentioned on this channel yet. Through my gaming efforts on my Let's Play channel, I'm now affiliated with a company called Snacks for Gamers. You can go to snacksforgamers.com/orangerangerplays, get yourself some candy there. You'll get a 10% discount by going to my site, and I get a 5% kickback on every sale, which helps support my channels. I don't plan to mention that too much here because it's more related to video games, but I figured I'd mention it once as a little update. And also, funny enough, I've had this for a while and I've just completely forgotten to mention it. If you want to send me a little random donation in support of the channel, you can Cash App me. It's hashtag Orange Ranger Videos, so if you do that, I'd greatly appreciate it. Until next time, heroes, may the power protect you. The game is a retro-styled NES art... It's a retro-styled NES... Hasbro is publishing this game themselves through an arm... Yeah... We see. Very nice. I was gonna say... So, of course, the Z-Putties... Yeah, because this threw me off. You know what comes to mind when thinking about the prospect of the prospect? It's what happens when you ad-lib. Based on the now Netflix Star Trek cartoon for kids. Yep. A game... It's a video game